All right, I want to bring you a story out of California. This is a guy who is a parolee with a mile-long rap sheet. He killed 3 police officers and left another one brain dead on life support before the cops finally killed him. I'm going to show you this story because I read about this story this weekend, and I have to tell you, this one tragic story ties in with everything. Gun control, budget control, a report on the militias. It proves how out of touch our politicians really are. In other words, it covers absolutely everything that you worry about. Let me explain. First, it all happened in California, where the state budget is so out of whack there that they've had to let 55,000 criminals out of the overcrowded prison system. What's the thinking? I read this in the New York Times. This was stunning to me when I read this about a month ago. It comes from economist Stephen Levitt. He estimated that violent crime in California would go up about 6%, which he says is an extra 150 murders, an extra 150 murders every year. 500 additional rapes every year, 4,500 more robberies. But he says, quote, this is a wash from a societal cost-benefit perspective. Really? Wow, tell those words to the families of the victims. At the same time, mark my words, if they haven't started yet, they will. People will use this crime as an excuse to go after the Second Amendment. When will they learn that it's not about the gun, it's about the crazy person holding the gun? Besides, do you really think a career criminal, just went into a store in California and said, oh, by the way, here's my ID, and purchased this assault rifle legally? The government basically criminalizes the good guy while letting the dirtbags go free. For some reason or another, it happens, it seems, all the time. I believe we just need to enforce the laws that we already have. Next, you look at the government's priorities. This is an actual cop killer who clearly wasn't rehabilitated. But the Missouri State Troopers now, and wait until you hear the rest of the story, the update on this one coming up in a few minutes, they're worried about militias. So as I first told you last week, a new report says they're on the lookout for people who question the government, talk about the Constitution, maybe have a bad thing to say about the IRS, or have, and I'm not kidding you, a Ron Paul bumper sticker on their car. To be fair, they've decided to take out the reference of the third-party candidates. They say they may have gone over the line. Really? Let's put this into perspective here. Our researchers couldn't find a single report of a single death specifically linked to a militia group or an individual member of a militia in over a decade. Yet, an average of more than 150 officers die every year in the line of duty nationwide. Have you counted the number of dead police officers in Philadelphia? And militia numbers are reportedly down since after the Oklahoma City bombings in 1995. Seems that gave them a bad name. So why are militias getting so much attention from Missouri? Is it because the government senses growing disenfranchisement?
I'm not a crook.